everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video of the Create series, where today we have some things planned and some things that I have already done. So, the first thing you can already see is I have added player animations. Finally, it's taken me this long. The other thing I've done is I've made this cow farm here. How this works is I've just picked up the meat that was meant to go on there. This works pretty simply. So, we have some cows in here. They get bred. The baby cows fall down into a pit down there where you have this here, which is going to beat the cows that are grown up. And then obviously we get the beef and stuff. Now, I need to replace that storage interface. I need to grab that out. But also, other things I've done in between episodes is I've gotten this advanced wireless terminal. This is crafted pretty easily. It's just a wireless terminal with a netherite ingot. I went and got a bunch of netherite in between as well with my drill to make this. It's a pretty simple recipe. It just requires a few little old bits here and there. So this is really good because if I have it in a drawer slot, I can just click a button and we have access to our own full inventory. That was bugged in. We will be able to increase the range of this later, and we can even make it work from anywhere as long as this chunk is loaded. Now, the other thing, the reason why we have that bugged thing there, we are missing storage interfaces and more, is because in between episodes, I completely moved worlds. And this is because I think that there was something from a mod that I removed that was making it so that replay mod wouldn't work. And I was determined to get it to work because I'd seen someone else manage to get it work. So I was like, well, I want to do that. Anyway, so as a result from that, that's just gonna die. I've moved my world over. Replay mod now works. I had to paste in the schematic and everything, and it was a whole thing. But it now all works well and good. So, there's that. So if things aren't exactly the same, that would be why. So yeah, but we have some things to do in this episode. First of all, we need to make our final little circle, our little ground circle over there for the kelp farm, and then we have to actually build up this building. So let's start off with this little kelp farm. Alright, so to make up this kelp farm, the first thing we're going to need to do is work out how big we want it. So I think that we're going to want it about the same size as this. I think that the 3 blocks is a pretty decent amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. This will be our center. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then also over here, 1, 2, 3. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to look at this. So this is literally, it's just like you dig out this section here pretty much as a square. And then just like that, that is how this area is built. All right, with that dug out, that's all good. Now, hopefully this isn't too close. I don't think it should be a problem, but still, we just have to hope. So the next thing we're going to have to do here is completely fill this area up with water. Now, to start with, we only need to do this one layer. Alright, now we just want to dig out this bottom level here. Alright, and with this bit dug out, I have to get some create machinery for it because I forgot to craft it up. Let me craft all that up really quickly. Alright, so I think I've gathered up everything we're going to need for this. So we are going to dig down a little smidgen here so we can place down our water wheel. Well, actually, we're going to need to put some water there, then our water wheel there, and then next we have to build up this structure. So we're just going to do a little thing like that with a little arm extending out like that. And then we will have a portable storage interface. Should I think about how to do this? I think we'll just have a portable storage interface on that level. And then we will have one here as well. So those two can meet up in the future. We are also actually going to need a chest. Forgot to make that up. There we go. We can put that on there. And then we can also get our mechanical harvest. Actually, let's see which way this is going to spin first. Also doesn't help that I placed it directly on. We actually also need a mechanical bearing. Let me craft that up really quickly. Alright, with our mechanical bearing, we can place that in there, and oh, there we go. It's moving already. So I am still going to have to open up a little pocket so I can stop it. And we need to grab our super glue out. And just glue that together. Like so. Which way is that going to be spinning? So it is going to be spinning around that way. So we want to put our 3 mechanical harvesters there, and there. And now, from memory, yes, you don't actually need to stick them on. So, now I actually have to go back through and fix up some of these little bits here. Actually, do I? Because the next thing that we're going to be doing is placing in kelp. And kelp will actually make blocks that aren't a water source. So, if we grab our kelp out of here, don't know if we will have enough to fill this entire thing, but we can definitely give it a go. Okay, so that's just not placing. Does it place there? Why no place? Hold on. What are the conditions for kelp? Hold on a second. Let me check this out. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I have absolutely no clue why that didn't work. I just ended up using World Edit to get it to work. Again, I'm going to do this one. Yeah, I really don't know why it didn't. It isn't working. It just genuinely isn't. It's very odd. World possibly is corrupted, but I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, so that should be harvesting now. We shouldn't have to worry about it or think about it too much. Now, the next thing we do have to do is we have to hook this here up into the system. So for that, I'm going to need to make up another draw sleigh. Oh, that's a lot of zombies. Okay, I'm also going to set this up here as a little way of making our lives that much easier. Just because these are things we regularly have to craft up. Alright, we put that in there. We also are going to need to dig out the pathway over. So, as for the path, I think it will just be a pretty straightforward, line through here, but we just actually have to know where we're going to. Alright, pretty simple. And there we are. We are now all pretty much ready to go. The next thing we have to do is make up some of these spruce trims. We need more spruce planks. Alright, quickly craft up some more of those and just place them on in and hook it up just like that. There we go. Nice and easy. Alright, so that should now in theory all be working, and pretty much because of the way the mechanical harvester works, I'm dead. Let's just sleep really quickly. I've also realized I've completely forgot to add in all of the waypoints over. That's something I'm going to have to remedy. Let's see. I've got a couple of things we're going to have to add into the system as well. Anyway, enough of me getting distracted. Let's go have a look at this kelp farm. So, if we come on down here, it's pretty simple. So, the mechanical harvesters just spin around and get up any kelp that grows, just like that piece there. And yeah, that's literally it. That is all there is to this. We get to keep this one block down here. That's why we don't need any deploys, because of the fact the mechanical harvester is on the 2nd level. So yeah, that's it. That's how it works. It's pretty similar to the rest of our other little contraptions. Alright, sorry about that one. So that should pretty much be it. Again, no idea why kelp doesn't work. Didn't work in any of my other worlds. I'll try creating a new world, see if that works. If not, just could be a corruption thing. Who really knows? Anyway, so moving on to the next thing. I have a feeling this might be a little bit of a shorter episode, although I say that, and yet the other two have been very, very long videos, or the other 3 or whatever, have been very, very long videos without really intending it to be that way. So, the next thing to do is to build up this build. And, oh, I'm so happy to be saying this for the first time, where it's actually going to work. Maybe. That's still a bit of an iffy one. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work, because I haven't actually tested rendering yet. I should probably do that. Well, you're either going to jump into a time lapse, or I'm going to be back here crying. One of the two. Let's go see what that's going to be. Alright, so right now, my brain creatively is dry. I genuinely have no idea what to do with this kind of area. It's really annoying. I wish I built it kind of out here a little bit more, because that would make it so much easier to build a building around it. However, I feel like it's just going to look so weird connected into that. So I'll work that out in the future. However, I'm out of food. However, right now, I have seen a little thing that I want to get. And that thing is called it's not, hold on. It is called a brass lightsaber. Where is it? There it is. And that is a brass lightsaber. And to do this, we need a mechanical crafter. And so I'm going to get this because this is like, it does the same amount of damage as a diamond sword, I think. Is that right? Yeah, that is right. But it also adds brass nausea. Do I know what that is? No. And also bursts into flames. So we can sort this thing out. I want to get it made up because I think it'll just be a better weapon. It's also a cooler weapon. Actually, are we also able to upgrade it at all? Is that a possibility? You can dye it a whole bunch of colors. That's cool. You can make it a double blade. Okay, doesn't look like there's any form of upgrades to it. So to make a mechanical crafter, it is pretty simple. We are going to need what? Brass casings, crafting table, and electron tubes. So for the brass casings, we need to get our brass out, and we're going to need to make up 2 of these. So we just need 2 brass for that, and we're also going to need a brass block for this actual recipe. And then we are going to need an electron tube, or 2 electron tubes. Now, I don't think I have any polished rose quartz at all, but do I have any rose quartz in general? No. Okay, that means we have to make some up. So we're also just going to need 2 of that, but we're actually going to need more because how much do we need for the saber as well? 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are going to need to polish all of this. I think my sandpaper is in here. Also, you likely see some achievements come back up. That's just because, you know, I reset the world. That's it. I don't know if I ended up explaining that, but it's fine. Alright, and with our 5 polished rose quartz, we are going to need to turn 3 of these into electron tubes. Like so. And then we still actually need the logs for our casings. So, like that and like that. Boom, boom. And then we also needed 2 crafting tables as well. So 1, 2, like that. Alright, and now we can craft up our mechanical crafters. If we come on outside somewhere, where am I going to hook this into power? I think what I might do is I might add an extra water wheel into here and then set it up to power here. So let me do that for it really quickly. But I want to do a double gear ratio. So I wonder if we maybe just do something kind of just like this. Is that going to work for us? There we go. Also, I don't know why the phantom place thing works really weirdly with this. It just kind of does. Yeah. Anyway, so now then, we are going to place back down our depot. We are just going to place it here for simplicity's sake. And why is there a horde of zombies? Alright, so we're going to put that there. And this is pretty easy. Just connect it up with a couple of shafts. And then we are going to use a couple of cogs to pull this down. I'm going to need some more. Do we have any more in my backpack? That's the next question. Yes, we have a ton. Alright, then we are just going to place some shafts there, and that should be going. And last but not least, we are going to have to hook in the mechanical mixer. So I think if we just do that, and then I don't want to connect up another small cog wheel, because that's just going to gear ratio it again, and I think that will overstress the system. But we can do a little bit of tomfoolery here if this would place where I wanted it to. Place there. There. I don't understand this game sometimes. I really don't. Hold on, let me just try and get this in place really quickly. Oh, never mind, it still runs and didn't overstress the system. So we're just going to leave it like that then. Okay, so next up, I'm pretty sure if I just place that, we're going to switch that around there. The brass block there, the electron tube there, and then the 2 I'm missing something. I'm missing a cog. A cog here, 1 electron tube, and 2 polished rose quartz. That should start moving all together. And craft up our brass lightsaber, or saber, which means we no longer have a use for our diamond sword, really. So there we go. We're just going to put that in there. And then, now the good thing with this is it can still be enchanted with all the regular enchantments. Well, now we have our saber crafted on. I am actually going to get into the time lapse. Also, the time lapse mostly works, except for a little bit of black flickering here and there, but I'll just cut that out. So, yeah. I think I'm going to sleep first, actually. But yeah, let's actually get into the time lapse now. And as you can see from the time lapse, the build is done. So, oh, that's bugging out. I don't know what my reload button is for the shaders. So, you know what? That'll fix itself once I log off and on. But, yeah, the build's done. The schematic cannon built it, not me, as you probably saw from the time lapse. That is just because create schematics are very awkward to build from. So I'll probably reinstall Lightmatica and hopefully that works a bit better with it. Obviously I got Lightmatica or replay mod to fix, so hopefully the same will work for Lightmatica. Now, this build looks pretty messy. It really does just look kind of like a hot mess. And that is purposeful. The idea behind this was that it was very thrown together by just kind of whatever was had. And that's why I have purposely left out a lot of kind of detailing of it, like wall detailing and stuff like that, because I think the second I start to add lots of stuff on top of the walls, I think it will start to get way too noisy, because it's already a very, very noisy build. So yeah, this tank is just a mix mash of metals. Over here, skeleton, quite like an ender pearl. Oh, okay. But yeah, everything's kind of a mismatch. It's just very thrown together, which is exactly what I was kind of looking to do. Now, the idea is that in here, those are missing. I will set up something in here probably, which is, that was mildly terrifying. It's going to be like redstone things to stop the farms, kind of when it is, and if I need to. Whether or not I actually end up setting that up for this base or these farms, I don't know yet. That's